All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Yo!
I'm still pulling it up.
No, don't worry. Take your time.
Oh, here. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. There we go.
There. What's good?
Hi, everybody. My name is Justin.
And I'm Philip.
And you're watching and are listening to episode 485 of DangIT Prodcast. Welcome back, everybody.
Woo!
You know, we were just talking about what's been going on this past week as far as like events, and we're like, it's kind of a slow one, isn't it? And then we just start to like trickle in all the things that actually happened, like DLC, demos showing up. I think
30th anniversary, baby.
Yeah, that too. Actually, also released as well. Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising.
Oh my god, that came out this week.
I think so. I've been seeing like traction on that game.
Oh my god, I can't keep up.
Yeah, dude.
I can't keep up.
We're half.
Did it come out? Is there a physical? I gotta know.
I don't think so. I never saw.
There's gotta be.
Yeah, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. It's gotta be. There's gotta be a physical. Shouts to Abraham. How's it going? Yes, we got a podcast going on right now. Actually, now I'm curious about it.
Oh wait, I'm pulling up Amazon. They usually would have it.
Ah, okay.
Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising PS5. There is a physical copy.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Wait, no. Oh, wait, no.
Wait.
No, I lied. It's a Grand Blue Fantasy relink.
Uh-oh.
Wrong game. Wrong game, everybody. Sorry. Sorry.
Well, at least that gets a physical, you know? I think that would be a little bit more up my alley.
I'm really excited to play it. It just sucks that it comes out in the month of like everything else.
That's true. You know, we love to make jokes about like Horizon Zero Dawn like literally getting like pushed into like launch windows with everybody else, but it does actually affect like the player base and the install base.
We joke around about that a lot. I was gonna say it just sucks because like that's the month of Persona 3 Reload, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. There's something else coming out that month. I know Nintendo wise, Mario vs. Donkey Kong Remake, which that's good for Switch players. But if we're talking about PS5, yeah, dog, it's kind of hard for me to say, oh man, I need to play Grand Blue Fantasy Relink compared to Final Fantasy
comparison
or Persona 3, like.
Yeah, it really is one of those things where it's like you also have to consider like the budget. It's like I can only really play one, so I can only afford one. So
it's a full 70 game.
Ooh. Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's like for all current platforms, right? Oh, no. Actually, it's just for PlayStation.
I believe it's for PlayStation. Let me double check.
Yeah, I was going to say, does it say PlayStation 4 right here? I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, it is PS4. PS4 and PS5.
Is it? Oh, is that Mark? Ah, here we go.
I knew it.
My family needed me to do something.
That's fair. I'm just glad I saw like your window pop up.
You to do something.
And I was like, okay, let's switch scenes like real quick. How you been, Mark? We just got started, so you didn't really miss too much.
All right, how you been?
We're doing good. We've been talking about like DLCs, demos, but we kind of got stuck on Grand Blue Fantasy like versus Rising for a little bit since that came out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, there's no physical. That sucks.
Damn.
It's a sequel technically. I mean, it's a How can I put this? It's the Super Street Fighter 2 of Grand Blue Fantasy.
You know what? That makes sense.
Yeah, because it's the big update. Like Rising is the new new balance changes to everybody, new characters, and then they're gonna add DLC to this specific version. So it's like. Yeah, it's like the new game. It's weird how fighting games do it nowadays. It's the Super to the original. That's what I'm trying to say.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that would make sense in the sense that like there wouldn't really be a physical unless they kept up with them, something like that. But they did not.
I hope so. I mean, it's a PS5 game. That's the big difference. It's a PS5 game when the original was a PS4 game. So. I don't know. I would have made a physical, but then again, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus didn't sell that well, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's mostly for the fans.
Fair enough. But from what I hear, it's actually really good as far as all the like touch-ups, the improvements on it.
I do own the free version on PlayStation Plus. It's pretty good.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I downloaded that too, but I just never like touched it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's an Arc System Works game. So like
So it's gonna just
if you're gonna play an Arc System Works fighting game, it's gonna be good. It's just a matter of what can they do differently than they can do in their other ones. So like for me, like the most standard one for them is like Guilty Gear. And then their best tag one would be Dragon Ball Fighters. And then
yeah,
it's kind of hard to go from there because it's like you covered the two big ones.
Man, where would they go from?
I think
I guess it would.
DNF is DNF Duel. Yeah, DNF Duel is also a Arc System Works game.
Yep,
that's a good one.
It is.
That one's more easier to control. That's like an easy command setup.
Okay. Yeah, but unfortunately, it looks like that game's not really getting a lot of spotlight on it.
No. No.
It's a bit rough.
It's a little rough. That sucks. Because that game's fun. I played the what did they have? The open beta for DNF Duel? That was fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to play it, I just haven't gotten the chance yet.
It's not on Xbox, is it?
Is
No,
it
but
not?
I'm saying I could play it on Steam, I just haven't gotten the chance.
Oh,
Yeah,
fair. You got options, Mark. Happy for you.
Yeah. It's on Switch too now. And it runs
at
Smooth
that's
60.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. You know, it has been getting a lot of traction as well. Tekken 8, actually. Demos showed up on PlayStation.
I haven't played it.
Next week, Xbox and Steam will get the treatment. So, yeah. Man, dude.
I'm excited. I know Anaya has been playing the hell out of it.
Yeah.
So all I know is, and I quote, I got it right here.
What's going on? What's going on?
And I quote, I'm not touching the story mode till launch, but I need this game.
Short, sweet, to the point.
Yep.
Fair enough.
So makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, Anaya's the big Tekken guy. I am like, I love Tekken. I've kept up with the whole series, so I'm definitely looking forward to 8. I don't know if I can get it at launch though. It's hard.
Is there any conflicts as far as other games coming out?
Yes. Well, for me, the Nintendo nerd, yeah, there's a lot of conflicts. There's
okay.
Another Code Recollections the same week.
Yeah.
And so is Prince of Persia: The Crown Prince. And
so yeah.
And then the week after is the Apollo Justice Ace Attorney trilogy. So I'm like, that's
it's priorities.
I'm gonna make the call now. I might have to skip out on Prince of Persia just because Ace Attorney, because I love that series, and getting a physical copy for the 2 3DS exclusive download games is the selling point for me. Just to have a physical copy of Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice, I gotta get it.
That's right.
I gotta get it. And they confirmed that they're including the dumb DLC.
The dumb DLC that they had.
The really stupid DLC. They're adding it in between. So they're gonna make it part of the story, like a chapter.
Oh, really?
So you have to play through it to beat the game. But it's the stupid DLC in Dual Destinies where you have to defend a killer whale in court. And I'm just like
a killer whale in court.
Mark, a killer whale in court. You can play this, by the way. It's gonna be on Xbox.
Sweet.
It's literally defending a killer whale in court.
Yeah, I think that's what they're missing.
I don't know how. I don't know. I never actually got to play through the DLC. I just know that it exists. You'll love it, Mark. I promise.
I think
I'm definitely down to try it.
The original trilogy's on Game Pass, so whenever you get your Game Pass renewed next year, there you go. You can start there.
Yep.
But yeah,
you can start there. Is Great Ace Attorney Chronicles on Xbox? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
I guess
I'm not.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna do some research right now.
Great. I need to know because that would suck if you guys can't play the prequel games.
Chronicles or just Great?
It's the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. That's what they're called.
Thank you.
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so.
Oof. That's weird.
It's so weird with like when it comes to like Capcom and like where they're gonna be putting like some of their games. For the most part, they've been cool with just like multi-platform or everything. But
I think Capcom is cool with the idea of putting like the more popular games in the series, the more popular entries in the series on Xbox, because they did this with Mega Man recently too, right? Xbox got every single Mega Man collection,
which is
except
nice.
for Battle Network. And I'm like, that makes no sense. You want Xbox to have RPGs? There you go. That's 10 of them. That makes no sense.
It kind of doesn't. It's rough.
Oh, but gotta make sure to have X7 on there.
You gotta make sure you have your X7.
Can't stand that game.
Bird to the ground.
Bird to the ground. You know, they added a feature where you can fix that, but then you can also just like not fix it.
You could also just not and just.
And I'm like, that's so perfect. Why would you change it? It's so funny.
It's so bad. It's good.
They really like put that game in native 1080p. Like, it's like I don't even know what to say about that. But I like the consistency. That's good. Good on them. Speaking of the X series, dog, I'm gonna be upfront right now. I only like half of those games.
No, that's fair. I'm kind
of
like
people always tell me like, "Oh my god, how is your favorite game not Mega Man X or something?" And I'm like,
"There's a reason."
Because I like the OG series better.
Yeah, I understand that.
But like, don't get me wrong, X1 phenomenal. That's a 10 out of 10 game. That's a classic. That's a certified hood classic. X2, it's not as good as X1, but it's still good. Like I can still play through
it's still good. X3 is kind of
X3 sucks. I am sorry for anybody who like really likes X3. I could not stand that game. The soundtrack literally pierces my ears and it hurts me.
Oh no.
Bruh. And I have it on vinyl, so that's the worst part.
Oh no. Yeah, I remember that.
X4?
X4?
Phenomenal.
I thought
great. If I'm not like being nostalgically biased, X4 might be my favorite one. X1's my favorite one of the bunch, but 4 is really close. Like god damn, 4 is good. 5 is not good. 6 is even worse, if you can believe that. 7's even worse than that. And you know what? 8's kind of a hidden gem. It's 3D. Kind of scares me. But it's still a 2D platform. So it's kind of a 2.5D game. And like, it's not bad. It's kind of weird. I was enjoying it.
Okay. All
yeah.
right.
So for me, it's just like 1, 2, 4, 8. Those are my favorite ones out of the 8. So it's sad because I only like half the series. And then the other half, I can't do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest though. I love X1, like X2. Don't really like X3, but it's there. X4 great. X5 I actually do like that one. I liked I like the choices you could do in X5 where you could just like bum rush straight towards like the end, but there's consequences for it.
Legacy Collection changed their names back to Japanese. I don't like it. Where's Will McDuffin?
Oh yeah, there's that weird thing going on. And X6 was kind of like and X7 was like a fade to memory. I've never touched 8.
Oh, 8's good. I recommend 8.
Okay.
X7 though, ooh, X7 is the game that you can't play as X, right? Like that's the whole point.
It's weird. It's a whole prerequisite because X is in his feelings for a little bit.
he's Shinji in Neon Genesis Evangelion. He's just like, I can't do this.
I can't do this. I can't do this anymore.
And it's like, Shinji, get in the mech.
But at some point, he's like, no, fine. I'll do it myself.
Get in the fucking robot, Shinji.
That's one.
Yeah, Shinji's just being a little bitch again. Get him in the mech.
Man, dude.
X is like that too in 7. He's just like, I just can't fight these Reploids anymore. I'm just gonna retire. And everyone's like, homie, the game's called Mega Man X. Where are you?
Bro, you gotta go.
And like Axel's cool, but he's not that cool. Like he's
cool, but he's not that cool.
Oh my god. No, I think I really like the OG series more because here's the thing. There are definitely games in the OG series that are considered bad, but the worst OG games are still better than most games.
Yeah.
It's like Zelda, right? Like Zelda 2 is considered the worst game in the series, but
Mhm.
that game is still better than the majority of like games out there.
Really, I've never actually like touched like Zelda 2 that much to really give you an idea.
It's got a really bad difficulty curve. That's what makes it bad. But the gameplay is fine. It plays great.
Okay.
And the music's dank. You know, that's where the Zelda dungeon theme is from. Yeah, the dungeon theme in Smash. That's where it's from.
Oh. Okay. All right. You won me.
The temple theme. Sorry, the temple theme. Let me get my Nintendo.
Because that was a really good one. That's a good memory.
Fanboy glasses on. Yeah, no, it's the
actually.
Actually.
No. I was gonna say OG series though. That's where it's at. You like literally Mega Man 8 is still better than most other games out there.
Oh my god, really?
Actually, the worst Mega Man OG game for me is probably Mega Man and Base, but
yeah, Mega Man Base it got really tough at the end. Like
people tell me, oh, just play the Super Famicom version because that version at least, you know, is a better like screen resolution because on Game Boy Advance you have the screen crunch, so you're making a bad game harder.
That's true.
The Super Famicom version is still bad, dog. Like I don't know, like it's not good. It's not a good game. It's got good music.
I was gonna say like better soundtrack, maybe just like a whole different.
It's a Super Nintendo game. It's weird. It's a Super Nintendo game that uses the sprites from Mega Man 8, which is a PS1 game. So how it manages to actually run that is kind of crazy, but
yeah, I never really thought about that. And then just to scrunch it down to like Game Boy Advance is like, why would you do that? But also that's kind of crazy as well.
Yeah, I would rather play any of the Game Boy ports than play Mega Man and Base. Like,
oh my god.
Those ports are good. I think Mega Man 1 port is whatever, but 2? Two's port's pretty good. And then 5 is unique to the console, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
That one actually has its own bosses and whatnot.
Cool. Do you actually have any of the physicals for Mega Man
Game Boy? I have Mega Man 2, I think. That's about it. I have them all downloaded on my 3DS.
Yeah, I think I ended up doing that as well.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to kind of it'd be cool and kind of cool to kind of see them get like put over on NSO, but that's a little too based.
I believe we'll probably get those on NSO because, well, the whole reason we don't get Mega Man or X or anything like that on the other apps is because they already have legacy collections. Why would Capcom why would Capcom financially give you these games on the subscription service when they can just sell you the games already on there?
What if they came up with a Mega Man Super Legacy Collection?
Oh my god.
Or the Game Boy Legacy Collection.
There is a wrench in my theory, but I'll get there. I'll get there when I get there. Another proof that this could happen is Castlevania Legends. I was gonna say, why would Konami give you the NES games when they can sell you the Anniversary Collection that has the NES games, but Legends is not on that? So it's cool to have Legends on the NSO app to kind of fill in the gap.
Yeah.
So since the Mega Man Game Boy games have never been re-released, like other than 3DS, I feel like they can make it to the NSO app, and they would kind of fit fine. Those and the 2 Extreme games.
Yeah. The Extreme games were actually a lot of fun and a lot of memories.
Those are pretty fun.
It's a whole different story too.
In that plot.
Oh yeah.
Here's the wrench in that theory. The Genesis has Castlevania Bloodlines and Contra Hard Corps, and those are both in the Anniversary Collection. But I like to think of those as you're already paying for the higher subscription service for the family pack. Not the family pack, the expansion pass. So yeah, they're gonna give you higher quality games on Genesis because you're paying more. So I guess that's where that money went, is to get better games on there. Because how is it that Genesis has Mega Man and Castlevania and Contra and Street Fighter before any of the other like consoles?
What a coinky dink.
That's a fair thing to say.
It's just like, and they're like rarities too. Like you got Mega Man, the Wily Wars on there. Excuse me, the game was never physically released in the States. Like that's cool. Contra Hard Corps and Castlevania Bloodlines are really expensive games on the Genesis market. Like, well, I think they kind of went down recently because of the many re-releases, but which could do that to a game for sure.
Gotcha.
Because you can literally get those on their respective anniversary collections, and then they're also on the Genesis Mini. So it's like, don't really need to go out of your way for that one.
Oh, actually, Phil, that kind of reminds me, since we're talking about retro games, did you check in on the Analog Pocket as far as stocks?
Isn't it still up?
I believe so.
They still have black and white ones. I want to, but like,
it is kind of
right now money's tight, so I have to.
Gotcha.
I'm really hoping by January they're still up.
Yeah,
because I would do it. I'll pull the trigger in January. But
I'll do it.
I will cancel my pre-order of another code just to play that.
Oh my god.
Well, maybe.
But the problem is, I guess it would also be the Analog Pocket, the adapters, possibly the dock itself.
See, that's my problem. Is I'm crazy enough to do that.
Oh my god!
It's because
I want this man.
Well, no, because the thing is, okay, one, I have my second Game Gear right here. It's cute, you know.
Just a little guy.
It doesn't work. The whatever the processors in it are kaput. They're done.
No.
They're donezo. And that's a common thing in Game Gears. So Game Gears don't have a long life. And I don't have a big Game Gear collection, but to get a device that can play them natively would refuel me to go out of my way to start picking up more Game Gear games. And I feel like I want that. I don't know. But like, I would like to replay some Game Gear games. And, you know, I don't have to pull out my Game Boys and my other devices just to play Game Boy games anymore. I mean, I use my Game Boy player, but if I can get the dock and I can play these on a screen and be able to stream these, it's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted for. And the big one is getting Neo Geo Pocket Color, because you can literally not play those natively without emulation on anything. So to play them natively on a console, on your TV, that's the lie. That's the dream. That's the dream. I don't even own Neo Geo Pocket Color games, but I'll do it. I'll go out of my way.
I'll do it.
They're not super expensive. Some of the games, like some of the well-known games, get pricey. Like SNK Gal Fighters, that gets pretty expensive. That's like $85 for a cart. But you know, like King of Fighters Round 2, that's not expensive. Fatal Fury First Contact, not expensive. And it's region free, so I can pick up the 5 Japanese only Neo Geo Pocket games that exist. The 5, and I mean them because they're in black and white, like Game Boy, before the color. So like I can always just do that too, just to have them, just to be cool. And Sonic Pocket Adventure is an exclusive on there. Ooh. Never been re-released.
Okay.
So I wish they would release that game, but
and I think I'm pretty good with like hardware for a good while, unless they literally come up with like Super Nintendo Switch like literally the next year. But I've been kind of eyeballing a little like product from DangIT. They're the ones who designed like these what was it, why is the word escaping me, pretty much those analog sticks, the ones that are just obviously it was like incorporated into the Sega Saturn controllers if I remember correctly, but they never really got a lot of like production into them like for current like first party controllers. So there's a couple of controllers. Actually, there's more of like a demand for these types of like sticks where like, you know, there won't be any type of drifts like any foreseeable future. But the guys behind like this particular design, DangIT, kind of showed off a little cool looking dock that resembles an SNES. And I was like, I kind of like it because it also would support the handhelds as well. So I was like, that's cool. I kind of want that. But there's no information on when it's available.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, my never-ending mission to get most of my consoles in HD to be able to stream. That's like the goal, or to do content creating with is what I want. Like that's the hard part. NES, that ship is sailed because you're not getting a mini NT ever. Like those are expensive as hell. And then I kind of feel bad that I missed out on getting the Super NT and the Mega NT from Analog.
Yeah,
because those are dank. Those are really dank.
I don't know. You might see something where like maybe another like either they'll go back into that or you might see that from another party. Like they make their own version.
I mean, I would like someone to go out of the way to make FPGA. Like the thing is, FPGA like consoles appeal to me because they're like it's emulation, but it's not the same kind of emulation that we're like talking about. Like we're not actually downloading ROMs or anything. They're playing them off your cartridges, so it's not. There's nothing illegal going on there. Essentially, you're just playing them in HD, and it's like at least with analog products, it's like out of the box, ready to go.
Yeah.
You can customize things, sure, but like out of the box, you can just plug it in and it's ready to just play. That's it. No weird things about it. And they're region free for a lot of the things. So like I can with Super NT, you could play your Super Famicom and your Super Nintendo games. And with the recent PC Duo, the analog Duo, which I almost pulled the trigger on, Justin. I'm not gonna lie to you. I almost pulled the trigger on it, but I was also like, I don't collect TurboGrafx games. I really don't.
Oh, that's what the Duo was?
Yeah, the Duo's TurboGrafx 16, TurboGrafx CD, PC Engine, PC CD.
Oh, okay.
And let me tell you, if you're a Japanese collector, that's the best console ever because those games in Japanese, those games are cheap. It's the American games that are super expensive.
Okay.
But I would be willing to pay $100 for a copy of Eastbooks 1 and 2 just to have it on there. I would love to have the East games, like physically. The TurboGrafx CD versions, obviously, because like the music in those versions. Ooh.
So wait, quick question about the
weird
Duo.
Anime intro.
Oh yeah, that's right. So would this actually run a lot of the CD-ROM games that I might actually have?
No. So the CD-ROM, it only runs PC Engine CD games. So it's like TurboGrafx CD games.
Oh, okay.
Unless you can also I'm not gonna tell you how, but you can burn them because they're easy to burn games on there.
Like PlayStation?
No. No. Just TurboGrafx. It's basically the TurboGrafx console. Well, somebody pointed it out because I was just like, I never realized this, but that is the most essential console that they've ever made because it's literally cheaper to buy an analog Duo than it is to get a real TurboGrafx. Like that's ridiculous.
Bro.
And it does more. There's CD games that require like a chip as well to run because it's arcade, like they have higher like arcade frame rates and whatnot and animations. The Duo has all of that built in automatically. So you literally just pop in the CD and it'll read which one it needs real quick. So it's literally cheaper to get one of those.
Gotcha.
And I'm just trying to run some Bomberman tournaments. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
He's not asking for much.
I'm not asking for much.
It's not much, it's just honest work.
Another big thing with like these like analog consoles is like the EverDrives, right?
Yeah.
This one does support the TurboGrafx EverDrive, but apparently it's too big. Like the EverDrive is too big, so you'd have to remove the casing, and then like it just looks like a microchip inside your console. It looks really sketchy, but it works.
Crazy. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks cool. I wouldn't say I'm like an expert on the TurboGrafx library, but I know enough to get my way around, you know. There's definitely games I don't know about on there up front. I have a TurboGrafx Mini. I've downloaded TurboGrafx games since the Wii, some things here and there. But really the Mini's like my big like way to play certain games on there. Like that has been my complete introduction to that console. Like being able to play a game that was worth like $1,500. Sapphire is really cool. Which is it's a shoot 'em up. Having the East games on there, having Castlevania Rondo of Blood in its original form, like that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I know of TurboGrafx games. That's why I didn't want to pull the trigger, because I was just kind of like, I don't collect games. I don't collect TurboGrafx games. That's too rich for my blood. That's way too rich.
Yeah, it's rough.
You gotta have money to collect TurboGrafx games. But like as a fan of like 16-bit gaming, like the most, like it's one of my favorite eras of gaming. So Super Nintendo, Genesis, TurboGrafx sits right there, and that's why I love playing those games.
Well, I guess like we'll only see like as far as like support in the future, because all we're seeing right now is just like hardware like support. But
Yeah,
I think when it comes down to that, I think that's still great. It's just like of like how many actual like original like formatted like games are out there that you can only really find in swap meets or conventions. We'll have to be on lookout.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the real like star of the show that they've done is that Pocket, though. The fact that it's so versatile and can play literally like any of your Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Sega Game Gear. It's gonna support Neo Geo Pocket Color, Atari Lynx. It's gonna support TurboGrafx Hue cards, because that's what it was on the TurboGrafx Express. So it's like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, that's probably their like big one for me. That's the one I really want out of all their stuff.
It's very versatile with that.
Actually, I lied. I think next year I might have to pull the trigger on the 3D? The analog 3D.
3D.
Yeah. I hate myself because it's like, why would I need that? But like,
because you want to play in HD, of course.
It's
possibly 10 times the resolution.
It sucks because like N64 before the Switch was my favorite console of all time. So it's like, I love the N64 library. I know that library like the back of my hand. So like to get it in HD on a console that's just ready to go, I'm just like, oh, that's so tempting. That's really stupid tempting. Oh, I need that one. I need that one.
What was that noise?
that was me contemplating how much I would need to drop on that. I think it's gonna be like 300. I think, right?
Probably. Oh. I don't see anything higher than that unless they want to.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
But it's so good. Yeah. and that's a console I have the library to justify that. So it's like,
yeah.
Like I have a ton of N64 games that I can like run through and put through spaces. And it's a console I always collect for. Like I'm on the lookout right now for like a good deal on getting some Quake ports for N64.
Oh man.
I want Quake 1 and 2 on there because those ports are really fun. I'm still looking for a good copy of Turok 3, even though limited run. I'm waiting for you to do the HD version. Please let me get that already.
That's fair.
Like there's a couple N64 games I still would like to own. A lot of first person shooters. I think it's just because as I've gotten older, I've gotten more like into those. When I was younger, I just did not like first person shooters like that. But I realized the beauty of first person shooters and how much fun I actually have with them. So knowing that the N64 was kind of a FPS powerhouse is kind of crazy. Like
I can't even really imagine that.
Well, PS1.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say PS1 had FPS games. Medal of Honor Underground. Those are great.
Was that before like right stick aiming?
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah. No, I guess that's why I was never really like a fan of it. But then like there was some other reasons too. But yeah.
Your N64, the way you were, I have the control right here. The way you were able to like map things. So for instance, Turok 1 might be outdated playing it on the N64, like gameplay wise, because it's pretty outdated. But the control scheme was kind of like, whoa, I understand why they did it like this. You would move with the C buttons. You would literally move up, down, left, and right with your right hand and use the left stick to aim because it's analog control on your camera. So for me, when I was playing it, I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. That's actually how you would play Doom 64 as well, with the C buttons movement and your analog being the camera.
Hmm.
The one game to change that was GoldenEye. So GoldenEye, it's like everything's mapped to this, and then you have to hold R to aim, and then yeah, GoldenEye is definitely a game that has not aged well mechanically, but it's for N64, man, that game is still damn good. For N64. And I'm not even a GoldenEye fan like that. I actually like Perfect Dark more. I know that's hot take.
Man. Wait, do you have Perfect Dark?
I of course I do. I love Perfect
Okay,
Dark.
just wanted to make sure.
I love Perfect Dark. I own every copy of that game that exists. So yes. I own it on my 64. I have the Xbox 360 download. I also have it on Rare Replay.
Oh my god. Mr.
I
Doom.
love Perfect Dark.
Mr. Doom over here.
Chicago, the level 3 Chicago, the music that hits there, my god. My god. I'll never forget that. I was just like, damn, this is so good.
Maybe that should be the next pick of the week.
Maybe.
I think seeing that Doom library again was pretty impressive.
It needs. I could do better than that.
No, you're fine.
No, I could do better than that.
No, you're cool.
Those are all. I have a lot of the modern versions of Doom. I would like to go deeper and play like the bad versions. Like, I'm talking like Doom was. You have no idea. Doom was ported to literally everything. Speaking of which, it's Doom's 30th anniversary this week. Happy birthday, Doom!
Wait, do you have the movie?
I don't have the one with the Rock, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't have the movie. I need to get that. I
Fake
forgot
fan.
that that's a thing. Fake.
How dare you?
Oh my god, I forgot that was a movie. I try to forget. There's that really cool first person like scene, and that was it.
You can say the same thing about Halo.
Out there.
Oh,
I'm putting out there. I saw it and I was like, this
the TV series or Forward Unto Dawn?
I'm talking about the TV series.
Okay, so Forward Unto Dawn is actually pretty damn good.
All right, no disrespect over there. I'm just saying they did some crazy things with John over there.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? It's getting a season 2.
Maybe season 2 will be better. Who knows?
Maybe not, Mark. But
hey,
I'm still willing to watch it.
Fair.
I like going into those shows with the mindset of just don't connect to the games. Watch it as a TV show. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Watch it as its own separate thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in that regard, it's still pretty bad, but I at least had fun. Like, it's fun. It's sure. It's not to be taken seriously.
Oh god. What other things we need to cover for the week as far as like demos and DLC stuff?
I mean, yeah. Oh, if we're just jumping into DLC, I'll tell you right now. So it is part of Doom's 30th anniversary because they ended up at Doom on modern consoles and the more recent PC ports. They've been actually going to like popular mods and grabbing the best, like what they think are the best ones, and they put them on like the curated mods essentially and add-ons. Doom and Quake 1, because Quake 2 doesn't support mods, and that's actually okay because Quake 2, the modding scene's kind of weird for that one because it's like they do it, but it takes a lot longer because Quake 2's engine is so like complicated. But Quake 1, they have add-ons for that, so they actually added Doom themed add-ons this week for everything. So for classic Doom and Doom 2, because you can get the same mod, they added Sigil 2, which is the new level pack created by one of the original creators, John Romero. It's like he essentially considers it like part of the original like episodic series. So like it's just more Doom. It's just a lot more complicated. Complicated level layouts. You actually have to shoot things for switches and whatnot, which is really cool. But yeah, it's pretty cool that they added Sigil 2 because Sigil 1's already on there as well. So really cool on that front. I have to play through it. I only tried the first level and I was like, oh damn, no, this is kind of hard. So I got to learn the levels. Quake, on the other hand, got the weirdest add-on. It is they took a mod called Q Doom, and it's essentially playing Doom 1 in the Quake engine. So imagine playing Doom, the original 1993 Doom, but in full 3D, like real 3D. And you have to actually aim, and you can't just like line up the shot. You have to actually do real aiming. It's kind of weird. And then you can choose to have Quake monsters or Doom monsters or both.
Mm.
It's kind of weird. The only problem I have with it's only the first episode. So they didn't actually add the full Doom game. So you can only play through episode 1, knee deep in the dead. So it's only like 9 levels. And they're the easiest Doom levels, so it's like, but it's still kind of cool that they added that. It's cool. Like, I was playing it the other day and I was like, this is kind of wild that they really went out of their way to run, somehow get Doom to run in Quake. Like, it's this weird inception.
It's still like a new thing or new add-on that they decided to incorporate. As far as like the more recent like iterations of Doom, we still have Eternal and it's like DLC as the more recent thing. And you know what? I don't think it's one of those things where like they need to be rushed to like make a new like thing for Doom. But
speaking of which, did you see the Doom 30th logo?
I did not know. Oh, there was also like the mobile Doom game.
Oh God. Anyways. Oh yeah, Mighty Doom. Mighty Doom's good. Doom. Mighty Doom's good. It's definitely a Vampire Survivors ripoff, but it's good.
Oh my god.
It's 100%. No. It's kind of a Vampire Survivors ripoff. It's actually pretty good though. I like it. I play it here and there.
But yeah, let me look.
I was gonna say, did you see the 30th logo? Like the
I think I
image?
saw it. It was just our god.
It's just Slayer jumping out of the logo, right? And it's like,
yeah.
And it's like the back. Okay, look at the Slayer model. That is not the same model from Eternal or Doom 2016.
Are we talking about just like the title font, or are we talking about like a huge
the character, the actual character model himself that's in front of that font?
Okay, I need to go find like the source because I saw one with Doom Guy himself, but
yeah, the one with Doom Guy on it. His helmet is completely different than what is actually in Eternal or 2016. So people are kind of theorizing that that's the new Slayer model for whatever the third game in this new series is.
Interesting.
So like they're like slowly getting ready to tease it and reveal it. To be fair, next year will be 4 years since Doom Eternal, so it's about time. It is about time for id Software to show up with their next Doom game or the next game. Am I gonna be a little sad that it's Doom? Yeah, because I kind of want them to either do a new Quake or something. But I'm also not mad because it's Doom, baby. Let's go. I love that's a top 5 series for me. So I'm in there. Also, is it going to be Xbox exclusive?
Oh,
since they're now owned by Xbox, that would be kind of wild. That would be kind of wild.
Honestly, maybe Xbox and Microsoft might need that
to get a Doom game exclusively. That's pretty crazy. I mean, I'd be down because I mean.
It's always a possibility.
Yeah, I'd be down. That'd be a huge exclusive for them. But I kind of would be sad if they can't get it to run on like Switch again, because like those playing the Switch version, playing the Switch version is the worst version of all time.
It's the worst experience, but it's also the craziest experience.
Yeah, it's like it is the worst version of Doom Eternal and Doom 2016. But the fact that it still kind of plays okay, like it plays just enough, like right, for you to go, you know what? I can deal with this running at 30 frames or less because it is still playing correctly. Like it's still Doom on the go. Granted, the Steam Deck blows that out of the water, but
at that point, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's still kind of crazy that they're able to run these games on the Switch. So for me, having them on Switch is really cool.
Is there any drop frames on the Switch edition?
Oh, buddy, you could bet your ass there is.
Okay.
I was gonna say, on top of that, the cutscenes run at like, I think it was like 15 frames a second or something like that. They do that on purpose. It's a steady frame rate. They cut the frame rate even lower on cutscenes to make sure that they just run. But then once you're back in game, it runs better.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, as long as they keep it steady like that, then Fair enough.
I personally recommend playing those games on normal difficulty on the Switch because if anything higher, those enemies counts are starting to drop those frames high. So
Oh no. Yeah, you're probably
yeah,
right.
on Ultra Nightmare, the frame rate is dropping, but it is still cool that it runs. Like it runs well enough to play. Like I don't feel like I'm compromised playing that game on Switch. I can still do what I have to do. But
That's fair.
man, is it a lot better on anything else?
On anything else.
Literally anything else.
Man.
It's just kind of novelty. Like I just kind of like having them on Switch because of like this is why I collect the same game on different consoles because you never know what pops up. You never know. Like I have all these versions of Street Fighter. Why? Because I don't know, because they're the same game, but like the Genesis version is so much different than the Super Nintendo version, and it's like, of course, the Switch version is different than the bigger brother versions like on other consoles for Doom.
I think that's something that you to consider like back then as well. And, you know, given the power of the Nintendo Switch is like different in that case. But I think you might see a little bit of more, or at least maybe we're starting to see more of a streamlined process of putting games like on one format across multiple platforms with not that many changes to them, which I think ultimately is for the best, but it is something to that I've been noticing.
Hell, they even include the multiplayer modes. The Switch can do the multiplayer modes. It can do all of that. I don't know how. I don't know what kind of sorcery it's doing, but it works.
We can Doom together.
Yeah, it is Doom on your Nintendo Switch. So like Doom in 2016 and Eternal. So
yeah, I mentioned that all games would be streamlined, but I did just remember that Quake, what was it, 2 has like the 8-player multiplayer?
Yeah. On the local split screen multiplayer, but it's exclusive to Xbox Series X.
That's so wild, bro.
I was like, huh? So it's apparently it's PC and Xbox Series X versions can run Quake 2 8-player split screen, and I was like, I don't even want to know what that looks like.
How do you do that on a PC?
I have no idea, Mark. You tell me. I don't know, but Quake somehow Night Dive Studios, the geniuses over there, were like, if we could do it, we're just gonna do it. That's literally their mentality. It's actually kind of like this is the same team too. Night Dive did this with Doom 64 on Xbox Series S. It runs at a full native 4K resolution because they were able to get it out of there.
But they would have to like what would they have to like downscale it just for the sake of the Series S?
I don't know, but it's one of the only games on the Series S that can run as powerful as the Series X. No compromise. And I'm like, that makes no sense. Granted, we're talking about Doom 64 here, right? Like, it's not the most graphically like crazy game in the world.
Fair enough.
But the fact that it can do it is just like, how? It's those little things that make me curious to like try out those versions because it's just like, how? How are you doing this?
How does he do it?
How do they cook? What are they doing?
Yeah, but like with Quake 2, with Quake 2, like you play it on Switch. Those are the impressive ports for me. Like playing Quake 1 and 2 on Switch, and they're running 60 frames with no drops. You're like, how? This is sorcery. Yeah, they're older games, right? But you know, people can mess up these ports. Like, there's definitely ports that come out, and it just feels so smooth to play them. That's why I love the Switch versions because they're just so smooth to play. Granted, we're talking about Quake, but
yeah.
And they support 4-player split screen, so it's like, how do they do this? How is this sorcery happening? Nintendo can't even get Mario Kart 8 to run 4-player split screen 60 frames. Like,
hardware limitations.
Yeah, but it's cool. Like I do have the Switch version physical pre-order and the Xbox version because I need to have a physical copy in my collection that can run that 8-player split screen. And one day, Justin, mark my words, we're gonna run that. I don't know how. I don't know how. But we're gonna do it, and we're gonna play a 4v4 match of Capture the Flag, and we're gonna figure it out.
Okay.
Do they have bots?
They do have bots.
Fair enough. So we can make that work.
Yeah, they do have bots. They have bots for both the Quake 1 and Quake 2 multiplayer modes. But even then, they're both crossplay. You can
What's
literally.
the fucking point?
I don't know why they went to these extreme limits for all this, but you can play crossplay.
There's no point in the split screen on the PC.
It's so good. It's so good, Mark.
If I want,
Oh, Mark,
like
you have to
8 individual stuff showing up.
Mark,
Or
you
you
have
just eight people on one single computer monitor.
yes. I don't know how,
That
but
sounds
you can.
gross.
It sounds incredible. I've never seen someone actually do it. I gotta look up, see if someone on YouTube has done it. But
How would you keep track of who's who?
you know, Mark, that's on you. That's a skill issue, is what I'm hearing.
You take a couple seconds to figure out who you are.
Mhm. That sounds like a complete skill issue on your
And
part.
how big is the screen?
I don't know.
Like, how do they divide this
As
up?
much as you want it.
Mark, you're asking too many questions. I don't know. I haven't attempted it myself.
How?
Ask the folks at Night Dive and see how they made it work.
I have so many questions.
You and me both, Mark.
It would
You
make
and me
sense
both.
if they were somehow able to like wire up a good number of monitors to make one single image, so they can kind of split it up like that.
Just 100 monitors,
Yeah,
all stacked up.
yeah.
Yeah, Mark, you just got to jump on the boomer shooter scene. That's all it is.
Boomer
You know what?
shooter.
You know what I mean.
Them boomer shooters.
Mhm.
Hey, Xbox got a good amount of them,
True.
and PC got all of them. So
PC it just has all of them.
PC kind of has everything, just about.
Just a little bit of
yeah,
everything.
dude. New Blood just dropped Dusk HD as a free update to Dusk on PC. It is so crazy to watch that game because that game purposely looks like Quake, but now it has like actual like 4K textures. It is the craziest.
Imagine looking like an old ass game but having 4K textures. That
No,
sounds
no,
like it's gonna make my brain hurt.
No. They actually like Dusk HD, quote unquote, is their like fake HD remaster. Like they literally took the original like Dusk that they made to look like Quake, and they bumped it up to 4K with like brand new models, brand new textures, everything. It's free. It's a free update for PC players, and I'm like, that's so crazy. Like, you love boomer shooters, though. You gotta love them.
Boomer shooters.
I can't even.
I don't like that term, but like it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
No,
I really don't like the term boomer shooter, but it makes sense, so I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just another shameless plug to say, if you haven't played Dusk, play Dusk.
Mm. Oh,
It's
you know
good.
what? Since we're doing, like adding plugs in here, I need to add in a Tanuki plug here, because I totally forgot to do that like earlier on the podcast. We have pretty much all the Tanuki group stuff as of whatchamacallit, as of the Game Awards are up. So we have the Game Awards reaction for how much we actually had of it. We don't have the full like show reaction, but we do have like whatever was like past like the tail end of Wukong to the end, and then our afterthoughts, and then of course we already have the top 10, our own personal top 10. So that's also uploaded as well. So you guys can check that out! !Tanuki over here while you're in the Twitch chat. But yeah, you can also check it out on Tanuki Media on YouTube. And that's it. It took a little bit, but I'm glad I was able to finish it up. And then, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the Pokemon DLC.
You do that because I have not played it.
I'd love to play it, but I don't have the money.
It's because I don't have any money.
Wait, Mark, you didn't get the expansion pass at all?
Money!
You didn't get the expansion pass at all, so you haven't even played the first one?
Nope.
All right, cool. I just didn't buy it. So go ahead.
Congrats, Phil.
No, I mean, I don't have the money to get it right now, but at the same time, I don't feel like I want to.
I appreciate the honesty.
I don't have the money to get it. I was like, you got to have it somewhere.
I don't.
I think you could if you didn't get other things, but you want to get those other things, so you're not going to.
I have other priorities, is what I'm trying to say, Mark.
It's true. So
I love Pokemon. It's just I don't know.
But this is great. We have like different experiences. We have one who hasn't like really played through Scarlet and Violet quite yet. We have one who's actually played through the base game, and now someone who's currently in the midst of playing through the DLC stuff. DLC is good.
I've seen the stuff that's in it though. Nice.
Yes.
I heard you can play. You can do Tony Hawk Pro Skater stuff now. That's pretty cool.
Kinda. Yeah, kinda.
Nice.
It's kind of wild to see it. I think given the expanse of what they're kind of giving you and just like the overall like feel of it, I think it's like probably the best add-on they've like added to like a mainline like Pokemon game, like out of 2 gens at this point, because there's Sword and Shield, of course, which was also pretty ambitious in its own right. But I think that Scarlet and Violet have like taken it like a step further with that. The only downside is that the optimization, the performance, like still is falling behind. So you see that in the Teal Mask, which is the first DLC, and the second DLC, it just kind of, I'm not gonna like butter it up. It gets worse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you confirm that it runs worse than the base game?
Pretty consistently, yeah. Well, not everywhere, but obviously there's like a lot more stuff in the environment than like the base game even. As far as like the concentration of like things just going on, it causes everything to slow down.
This is the DLC with the 4 biomes, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So just kind of give you guys the quick rundown. Indigo Disc is what we might be like part 2 of 2 of like Scarlet and Violet's whole DLC stuff. And it deals with you going to the Unova region, going into this terrarium area where they have Blueberry Academy, and it's all battle focused, with a whole like terrarium that is just divided into 4 different biomes, and the whole main story is just that you're following the events of the Teal Mask DLC, following 2 characters, but you have to face like the Elite Four on their terms over there. And that's kind of the main stuff about that, but there's also a lot of like add-on stuff like this item printer thing. There's also the legendaries are coming back. A fair number of legendaries are returning as like static encounters in case you missed them in previous generations. And maybe I think another like story behind that one once you complete the base like DLC stuff. So it's good so far, and I've just been kind of taking it as best of a pace as possible for me personally, just catching mons whenever I can. I forgot about one feature, and that was the synchronization thing, where you can like you pretty much take the control of your Pokemon, and you just kind of like go around with seemingly like an unlimited like range within the terrarium, and you can just do that. You can like fight other Pokemon, albeit it's not like Pokepark levels of like fighting other Pokemon, but it's kind of like that. But yeah, you can synchronize with like multiple Pokemon, so you can take the new Toad School Pokemon and just run around like Squidward. You can also just play your dreams of like flying as Charizard at the very tippy top of like one of the mountains. You can do that too.
Nice.
You can also play as Golden Go, which is one of the new Pokemon that actually kind of rides like one of his little skateboard things.
Cue Superman by Goldfinger, please.
But yeah, some cool stuff there. But it's just a really nice add-on to everything for Pokemon, and it might be like a really good wrap-up, but I'll have to wait and see until I clear through the entire DLC. But I think it's just like a general like positive thing that they're doing with like this DLC, but there's definitely a lot of work that they can definitely like do going forward for the series. I personally hope that they will do something with Pokemon Legends and just test waters with that one a little bit more. Maybe add a couple new like features to like a sequel to that, and then mainline series can totally just take stuff from that, even more so. And I'd be happy with that.
So I have a question then. Mechanics, right? Because I think we've already established performance. I think that's out the window at this point. Do you think this is a step up from the first DLC?
I would say
Mechanics
so, yeah.
And gameplay wise, yeah.
Because yes, I would say because first of all, they do return with like double battles as kind of like a returning thing, but for just every single trainer, every single like gym leader you're fighting, Double battles. So that's very nice. Otherwise, the formula doesn't really change on that front. It's just all these nice little like add-ons that they decide to do to kind of streamline the process of like small things that you would typically do post game wise in Pokemon.
Because I only asked that because, like, really, realistically, Scarlet and Violet, under all that performance mess, is like one of the best Pokemon games of all time, and that sucks because I really, really want to like get through it, but there's just other games that take priority for me, and it is a little rough to play. But when you really just get down to it, when I was like playing through it, it was great. It's really good. And it really pushes the series forward mechanically and gameplay wise. It's just, I don't think the Switch was the right hardware to introduce these things on.
I don't know, because like there's the argument because it might be an optimizations type of thing. Because with the right company behind it, like you could definitely make things work. Are we familiar with the whole story about Monolith? That it was really it was Pokemon or Tears of the Kingdom. It was Tears of the Kingdom. And you see how well that performs, and you're like, yo.
Yeah. Because it's hard, because, like, yeah, obviously the art, yeah, because Monolith knows how to make an open world game with that hardware. I mean, for Christ's sakes, all the Xenoblades are bigger than Zelda, and all of them combined, are bigger than Zelda and Pokemon's open world combined. So it's, well, maybe not Zelda. Maybe not Zelda.
You know, Zelda, like Tears of the Kingdom especially, really like goes above and beyond.
Maybe not Zelda, but like, you know what I mean? Like they know how to make an open world game where it's running stable. Like it's stable. There's no real frame rate drops or anything weird. Now, that does come at a cost though. Those games don't run anywhere near 720p or something like that, right? Like their resolution's pretty low.
There is that cost.
I kind of feel like Pokemon should have taken that route a little bit. I feel like if they already have the clean models, resolution's doesn't matter.
I'm always down for just like performance on things, and I honestly did not have an issue with like the textures of Pokemon like in the past either. Just to have them as 3D models was enough for me.
So, yeah. But really, it is one of the best Pokemon games. So I asked that because I really do want to play through it. And I just need motivation to do it.
Yeah. Honestly, like when it comes down to it, playing like a Pokemon game like Scarlet and Violet, it's, you know, if you play through like the main story wise, it's the exact same type of game. What's different about Scarlet and Violet base game is the fact that they have like different branching stories. Kind of, yeah, I was gonna say kind of similar to like, you know, Tears of the Kingdom. Like you can tackle like different quests here and there. But you know, in Scarlet and Violet, you have like 3 different things you can do. And once they're all completed, you converge onto one final story. And you just see how everything unravels. And then there's, of course, DLC going after that. But that's kind of the main lore with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. You really have a lot of more freedom to do whatever you want.
A whole lot of it.
A lot of freedom.
Cool. I should really sit down and play them.
Yeah. And I think
I keep every time we do the podcast and we talk about Pokemon, I say that and I just never do. I really, really need to sit down and do it.
But no, I
maybe
get
winter
that.
break. Maybe winter break. Now that I have the week next week, so maybe.
I can't believe we're halfway through December already.
I got one more week of work and I'm on vacation mode. I'm ready to go.
Ah, sick. I pretty much used my vacation for November and then for January and February. So December, I'm like, nice. I'm just going to lock it in and I'll just be working.
I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, I'll be off until January 2nd, so I'll be back to work on January 3rd.
Ah, that's going to be sick.
But I've been thinking about what games I want to play, and then like right now, God of War Ragnarok's Valhalla DLC is calling to me.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it, so I can't talk about it. I just know that I heard that it's actually a real epilogue.
Yeah, like
and like there's real story bits and stuff, so I'm like, oh crap, I have to play it now.
Yeah, I'm feeling that too because I've been hearing like a couple things here and there as far as like what it all entails. Like it's not like not sure if it's leading up to like the next game as far as like giving you those types of hints, but it's just kind of to wrap up on particular characters and whatnot. But the funny bit or the funny takeaway was the fact that it's longer than the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 campaign.
Damn. But speaking of Xbox stuff, I am gonna look through my Game Pass, and I might download a game or two during like my winter vacation, and kind of just. I'm thinking Cocoon. I heard Cocoon is a very good indie game, and I'm just like, man, it was nominated for best indie, so I'm thinking I play through that because I kind of want to. Kind of looks good.
I got you. I need to just play like Xbox and PlayStation a little bit more. Like I think Nintendo's good.
Yeah.
Nintendo's been good on me as far as my stats. Oh, we should talk about that. I'm not sure if you guys have done those. Yet.
I've only done it for Nintendo. I didn't want to do it for my Xbox or PlayStation because I'm gonna be real with you. I only played 2 PlayStation games this year. Well, 3 if you count the time I put into Street Fighter 6. But
fair enough.
Realistically, I only played Final Fantasy 16 and Spider-Man 2, and that was about it. I don't think I put a little bit of time into Returnal because I kind of wanted to play through it, but it's also it's not that I hate it. I just dropped it because there's other games coming out, and so I was like, oh, I'll come back to it. I didn't go back to it. I will. I want to beat Returnal. But like, yeah, I didn't really play my PlayStation that much this year.
Yeah, I knew the exact same fate that I would probably meet if I saw that, and I decided to bite the bullet on one. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. On top of that, like my Xbox, I kind of played my Xbox more than my PlayStation this year.
Oh wow.
But even then, that's due to Game Pass, right? Like I was trying out different indie games. I was trying out the new releases. There was that boring 4 hours that we all played together in Redfall. That wasn't fun.
Oh my god, yeah, that's right.
I mean, I had fun because we played it with you guys, but
right.
Was that game bad? Well, you know what? It's not the worst game I've ever played.
think for me, Redfall didn't really feel as inspiring as I would like it to be.
Yeah, because it wasn't like it's not like the game's broken. It's nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it was the game.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was very.
He said it was.
It was mid. It was super mid. Like,
not mid.
It's like non-offensive, but it's also like.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's not that great of a game. So I was just that I played through all of Ravenlock this year.
Oh,
which is really good. I played a good amount of Starfield, at least like 10 hours of it. Like I also I put in time on my Xbox because of all these other like things coming out and Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm gonna do Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
Duh. Oh my god. But I think I'm gonna sit down with Game Pass again, like I said, and play through some more. So before the end of the year.
It's cool when they kind of track all the games you've like played. Some of them you kind of forget about. Like for me, it was Vampire Survivors. That was the big one.
Oh yeah.
I played a lot of that off camera. I was like, whoa, this is
the thing is I played a lot of that this year on my Switch. So
yeah.
I promised, and I usually keep my promises. Like when I said, you know what, I love Vampire Survivors. It's cool on Xbox, but I really wish this was on Switch because I would play it more. I was serious. I played it a lot on Switch. And apparently Switch has to wait for all the DLC things that were getting added to it this week. So I'm like, oh, but that's okay. I'll wait.
Fair enough.
I'll wait.
And you know what? You were right about PlayStation. Like for me, PlayStation was like pretty much the hotspot for Final Fantasy 16 because other than that, it really was the Kingdom Hearts like final mix game from way back.
Oh my god.
And a little bit of Genshin because I just wanted to see like see if I could like latch onto it. I couldn't. It was rough.
Yeah, I just didn't pick up that many PS5 games this year. I really didn't. I mean, I would like to pick up Resident Evil 4 Remake. I just didn't get to do it. Yeah, no, I didn't play a lot of PlayStation games this year. That's just how it is. I know I always usually play on Switch anyways. That's my main platform of choice. But like, I don't know, Nintendo is just firing on all cylinders this year. What do you want from me? Like,
this is true. Pikmin 4,
the
Metroid Prime Remaster,
Kingdom, Metroid Prime Remastered, Mario Wonder, Mario RPG, and I didn't even get to play WarioWare Move It because I really wanted to play that. I didn't even get to play that because I totally skipped out on it. But there was also there was something else on Switch this year I was really into. trying to remember. Nope, it is eluding me. But like there was so many games, plus all of the weird like random releases that I was playing this year. Actually catching up with a lot of my backlog on the Switch this year. Bayonetta Origins was really good this year. There's that. Like there was so many games on Switch that I was playing through. It was no way. There was no way I had time for anything else.
That's fair.
That's the Nintendo fanboy in me, you know? I'm sorry.
No, I feel like I lean towards like Nintendo as well, and I'm not sure if it's because it's how convenient it is to play games there, or it's just that like, you know,
I think it's for me. It is the convenience. Like for me, it's the lifestyle. Like I can literally just take my Switch. I take it with me to work. If I'm playing an RPG, I can do like during my 15-minute break. Cool, quick like XP grind. Real quick, like just take some battles in. All right, cool. Go home. I have a little bit of time before I have to go to the gym or something. After I do some chores, I'm like, cool. I can just pop it on my dock real quick. Just play a little bit. Oh, gotta go. All right, I go to the gym. I come home. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm ready to stream. I just plop my Switch from one side to the other. I don't have to set up anything. It's already set up. I just boop, and I'm ready to stream. And it's like, it's just convenient. It's just how I live my lifestyle.
You know what? I think for me, it's the convenience because I know how convenient it really is, despite me not really playing handheld as crazy as like say Phil does. Because it really is it's really just like a wake up.
I'm debating on bringing my Switch to the gym.
Yeah,
I'm close. Well, when I do
like,
cardio,
what would you?
right?
Oh, when you do cardio? Okay, I was about to say like.
Well, I mean, like, I'm not sitting here pulling weights, and I'm just like, wait. No, it's not like that. But when I'm doing cardio, like I usually listen to music when I'm at the gym. But during cardio days, I'm not listening to music. I'm watching YouTube because it kind of distracts me from like how much time I have left to hurt myself.
Watching the streams.
Yeah, like I'm doing something. So I feel like if I just plop up my Switch and I'm just walking and I have like my Joy-Cons like separated.
I've done that before with just Animal Crossing. It kind of works, but I don't know.
I think it depends on the game. I don't know if I can play an action platformer or anything like that. But if RPG, where I'm just,
you know, you're just like looking at menus and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it could work. I can see that. I don't know. I found that as a weird thing because like all of a sudden, like if I focus too much on that aspect of it instead of passively watching it, I feel like I'm a little bit more conscious about like exactly where I'm walking, especially on a treadmill. It's like you don't want to like walk too far off to the side or just like slow down a little bit.
Better eat shit.
Yeah. You gotta be careful about that.
So I don't know. I'm debating. I might do it for like 1 week and see what happens.
Fair enough.
But typically, I'm normally listening to a lot of music.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
He said, she said.
Oh my no! You know what? Limp Bizkit did show up on my playlist this week. It's you'll love to hate it. That's just how it is. I hear it and I'm just like, I can do exercise to this.
Keep rolling.
Keep rolling. Then yeah, there's that, and then Nookie is really just super funny.
But yeah, I also really like the first party Nintendo's. Nintendo's first party, so that's also why too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just they had a lot of good games this year. You know, for being the last year of the console, quote unquote, they made it seem like it wasn't ending. Like
yeah, like they pull all the stops for this year, and then next
quote
year,
unquote, we're just assuming this is the last year, right? But,
or 2024, maybe even 2025. They might. You think they would push it that far in 2025?
You know, this is Nintendo. They can get away with it, you know. As long as they're putting out what they did this year, yeah, they can get away with it. Especially since we're going into next year's lineup with like another Code Red collection. We're going in there with Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, Princess Peach Showtime, Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake. They already have a 2024 lineup ready to go. Well,
not really anything new. It's just remakes usually.
Sure. There's a fair bit of remasters, remakes.
Out of all those games I just talked about, Princess Peach Showtime's the only new one, like the new original one.
I'd say like that may make sense if they're working on a new console. They don't want to put anything like new.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Put all the resources into just porting and remaking stuff, which is cool. That's I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I am totally okay with that because for me, like I said, if the Super Nintendo Switch is a backwards compatible like console, and
That
I can
makes
play
sense.
all my Switch games on it. For me, it's like getting all these remakes means I don't have to go out of my way to plug in my older consoles anymore. Like it's just
For real,
everything's
yeah.
conveniently there.
Mhm.
All the party games that we like to play are there. Like we
Especially-
don't have to. Yeah,
Especially if, again, we've talked about it a lot, especially if they're like backwards compatible and play just better on this new like Super Nintendo Switch. That would be
yep.
that'd be the
Yep,
great
yep.
thing.
Like the Switch itself has the DNA of every single Nintendo console ever.
It
So
does.
it's cool to finally get games on every platform ever. Like,
Mhm.
and I'm waiting for them to start adding the Game and Watch Gallery games, so then I can really say we got Game and Watch games there. We got Game and Watch Gallery 3, which is cool on the Game Boy app. But I'm waiting for 1, 2, and 4 especially. 4, I am going to go out of my way to 100% whenever we get it, because it is the only way to without buying original hardware to play the Zelda Game and Watch game, and it's it's so bad. But I want to play it. It's just I need help when that comes out, Justin. I need help to 100%.
Yeah.
There is a game requirement where we need multiplayer, and it's boxing. It's and the remake is funny because it's Luigi versus Waluigi, so it's like they're boxing.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's the only one that requires 2 players, I believe. I can do a double check, but whenever they bring that over, because that's a guarantee at this point. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
For me, getting the Game and Watch galleries is basically getting the Game and Watch library, because that covers almost all the Game and Watch games. That's like the easiest way to like learn about those games, and you get to play fun remakes of them. So, that being said, yeah, I think NSO's got a lot of juice in it, especially after the recent N64 update. Like,
yeah. Was that
no, we got
was that last week or
that was last week?
Okay.
Or because last week was Game Awards. Yeah, it was last week.
Okay. Did you jump into Harvest Moon 64?
I finished the tutorials and I just haven't jumped in yet.
Fair enough. I was kind of curious about that.
I get a little intimidated because, like, dude, 45 minutes to learn all the tutorials is kind of crazy. And then like,
Yeah, you're right.
I haven't played a Harvest Moon game since like GameCube, and that was a wonderful life. And speaking of that game, that got remastered for modern consoles. So like, there's that. It's under the new name, Story of Seasons, but yes, it's Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life. So I kind of want to pick that up too, because I remember it being good. I don't actually own my old copy anymore. I got rid of it a long time ago, but that was when I was trading games here and there. So I don't know. I need to sit down and play Harvest Moon 64. I have been told it's the best game in the series, or one of the best games. So I'm just like, man. And I know the N64 library well. I've never played Harvest Moon 64, so it's kind of interesting for me. But we'll see. We'll see. I kind of want to sit down and play it. But even then, like, getting those games on there too, they're not exactly HD remasters, but getting them on those apps also means that it's convenience. I don't have to plug in my N64 to play these. That's cool. I can play those. I can play them through there. So really, the Switch is like my all-in-one Nintendo console, and that's just why I love it so much.
Yeah, I feel that. I think Xbox has been making waves just to make that as well, but they had to ultimately stop on backwards compatibility. But
I kind of want to do like a Tanuki Media retro idea I've had is to kind of talk about Nintendo first-party games, but like what actually exists on the Switch. Like let's talk about the NES library currently on Switch and what you can play and what's missing, or what should be added or what not.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
First party wise. For instance, people keep saying that the NES is basically like there's nothing else left to add. No, that's not true. Nintendo, I know you took it away from us. And that's fine for people who wanted to buy it, because I bought it. I bought this game I'm about to talk about. But now that it's gone, can you at least add it to NSO? Like, I'm talking Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon, and the Blade of Light. Like,
oh my god, you're right.
You literally translated it. It's in English. Like, there's no reason it should be sitting anywhere. It should be in the NSO. You put Earthbound Beginnings, a prototype, on there. Like,
Yikes. And like, what's the science behind, taking a game that you could have bought separately and then, like, now it's off shelves to add into the NSO retroactively? Like, that we should have that. That's what I'm saying.
it's also on the Japanese app already. So like,
Oh, really? Oh my God.
just throw it. Just put it on the American app. I don't understand.
Throw into Custom Robo as well.
Oh, Custom Robo would be crazy. That's a GameCube game.
Yeah, also the other Fire Emblem games.
I would like Custom Robo in HD, the original. That'd be really cool. Mark?
Yeah, he was just
That would be dope.
Dude, Custom Robo in HD would be so sick, dude. I love that game. Have you played Custom Robo, Mark?
I think he has, yeah.
Wait,
GameCube?
I am so dumb as hell right now. I thought we were talking about Chibi Robo. Slow down.
Oh.
Hold on.
Chibi Robo.
Chibi Robo. Now there's
Okay.
a franchise.
Let me get
That's
my
a
mindset
franchise.
correct. Let me get my mindset correct.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Custom Robo HD would be cool, especially if we're talking about the GameCube one. I'm down for that because that would be so sick.
Best one.
GameCube one is the best one, no doubt about it. I'm telling you, Mark, though, Custom Robo Arena is actually kind of tight on DS. I ain't gonna lie. It's not as good, but it's pretty good.
I kind of want, like, now that we just talked about Chibi Robo, I kind of wish there was like a GameCube remake, or sorry, Switch remake of that one.
I was gonna say Chibi Robo also deserves an HD port, in my opinion. I don't think. I mean, I would obviously like a new game, but I don't think they can financially do that because Sting is a little too scared to do that. But please, at least an HD version of that game, or you know what? I'm willing to take the bare minimum. Like, give me what you did with Pikmin 1 and 2 and Mario Sunshine. Just put it in widescreen and call it a day. I don't even care.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll buy a cartridge of that. I don't care.
I never got to try Chibi Robo for GameCube, so I'd be like, yeah, for sure.
My sister would go crazy. That's one of her favorite games of all time.
Oh, really?
So, Chibi Robo, GameCube. Oh my God, yeah. I never actually played it myself. I actually watched her beat it.
Oh, wow. So it's like,
and I love that game. Yeah, it's really cool. I helped her with a couple parts, sure, but like I have never really sat down to play the whole thing like on my own. It's kind of like Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2. I've never actually played them all the way through. Katrina's played them. But no, Chibi Robo HD would be a cool GameCube HD port. I'm still waiting for Metroid Prime 2 and 3. I don't know what the hell they're doing, Nintendo.
Wait, what are they doing at this point? Because there should be an issue putting them on the Switch.
No. Now, granted, if they're going to be at the same level of quality as Metroid Prime 1, okay, I kind of get it. They're going to space them out. But like, ayo, if they're not, and the rumors are true, and it's just like an upscale from like 2 and 3, okay, cool, just put them on there. I don't know what the hell's the problem. Like, I just want to play them already again. You know what? I don't think I've ever finished Prime 3. Don't tell anybody that though.
Fake fan.
I know. Fake Nintendo fan, dude.
What are you doing, Phil? You have it right there. I've seen it several times.
You know, it's true. I do have the trilogy on Wii, but that's
He's a pony.
I like to pick up games because I know they get expensive. AKA Fire Emblem. As I've never finished a Fire Emblem game, so there's that.
I was gonna say all those games on the shelf, and for what? And then like an illusionary mirror just like popped up right in front of me. It's like a mirror. Oh.
No, not JT.
I'm like, oh no, I'm the phony. No. It's me who's got me.
Wait, you mean it's always been me? It always has been.
The game was rigged from the start, Jimbo.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Real quick before we go on to this other segment, real quick, what have we been playing this week?
Well, I've just kind of focused on Pokemon, on both just like enjoying that, but also the short form content stuff. So it's just been the Pokemon DLC. I wish I played through God of War though.
Mark, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? I've been playing Lethal Company, the finals.
The finals? Oh, okay.
The finals. Okay, how's that going?
It's good.
heavies are pretty fucking broken right now, but you know.
Hey, it happens.
It's part of the territory.
Helped a friend test out this game that a company asked her to do a beta for. So we tried that out called
cool.
Ringleaders. That was pretty interesting.
Cool.
And what else? Some Smite here and there.
Smite. Fair enough.
Okay.
Anything else? Let me think if I can think of anything else. Predecessor.
I don't even know what that is.
Are you familiar with Paragon?
Oh, okay. Got it.
Revived Paragon.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much been it. Sorry, I also have a headache.
Nice.
Damn. Sorry to hear that.
I was gonna say I like asking Mark this question because he brings up the most craziest answers, and I love it.
It's because when you don't have a lot of the mainstream games, you have to go to somewhere else.
Hey, I totally feel that. I get that. I've been slowly running through some of my backlog, and I've just been playing some indies and whatnot.
You
On
know
the bright
what?
side, I will say I'm glad to hear that Frontiers of Pandora has been very well received.
That's good.
Okay, so from my understanding, Mark, about that game, I heard it's just Far Cry, but what makes it good is the world building.
I've heard people say that it should be Ubisoft's new standard.
Ooh, wait, no, slow down, Mark. See,
Wait.
slow down. You scared me because whenever you say Ubisoft and the new standard, somewhere along the line, that's going to be a bad thing. So,
or at least a new blueprint they should look at when making other games.
Okay, that's better. Let's really back in a little bit.
I take that as a big compliment.
Because we know Watch Dogs was that way too, and then oof. But let's reel it back in a little bit. From my understanding, it is just the Far Cry engine, right? It's just the same engine, but the world building is really cool. And you know what? With that in mind, I kind of want to play it a little bit more than I originally wanted to. I'm just gonna wait because it is a Ubisoft game, so it's gonna drop.
It's gonna drop in price.
Fair
enough.
I'm gonna definitely, but you know what? It's at least now on my radar. I would like to play it.
I would very much like to play it.
It sounds cool.
I do.
I should have added this in here too. One of the games I have been playing as well, because I just had this. Well, it was
Why
just
are you laughing? Oh no!
Why are you laughing?
It's Fire Emblem Heroes.
Oh my god!
This
No
guy.
The money, Justin. You just bought a bunch of things. What are you doing?
What happened to you?
I didn't commit sin yet.
Okay, so you haven't spent money on it.
I have not.
We're good.
Is it? I'm not. It's just that they represented Fire Emblem 3 Houses characters and one engaged character in winter attire, and I was like, you know what? I like these characters, so I decided to jump back in and just do the free to play route as best as I can. It's an interesting juggle with that game. That game came out years ago, and there's so much evolution to that game as far as the mechanics, skill stuff, and all the different little tiny things you can do when you run out of your daily stamina stuff. So it's been an interesting experience just jumping back into it, having just stayed abstinent for a long time from that game.
You had to get in on those banners.
The banners, and I have not pulled a single one.
Oh no!
It's that way sometimes.
That's rough.
Not like this.
But I won't do it. I won't put a penny.
Not like this.
No, not again.
If it's a unit that I desperately want, then sometimes I'll consider it.
I've definitely done that before, but it's with Fire Emblem Heroes, I know it's gonna be gone forever, so I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Honestly, that for most people, if you say it's to be gone forever, that's even more of a reason to spend money because you won't have another chance to get it.
That's true.
No, I think he means that the game is eventually going to be delisted.
Yeah, same with Dragalia Lost and stuff like that.
Yeah,
won't be.
How long has Heroes been going on for?
Several years at this point.
At this point, it might be around to stay. Who knows?
I'm a firm believer of just spending investing to a game as much as you personally want to for that experience, for sure. But you can also weigh out your options too.
True.
Yeah. So I wouldn't knock whole whales to go into this and get every single unit. That's fine. That's that's what they want to do. I'm just trying to do this as part of a challenge to see if I can work things out in the current meta of that game. Although I don't know if I'm going to be super invested into that either. It'll just be kind of casual.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to add that real quick as like games to play this past week.
What have I been playing this week? I obviously been playing Doom because the 30th anniversary. I've been slowly running my way through the whole series from front to back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do all the add-ons because I feel like at that point I'm never gonna end.
Yeah.
But I've been doing the ones that are considered like actual mainline Doom add-ons. So I beat Doom episode 1, 2, 3, 4, like the all of Doom 1 essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm on Doom 2. I'm like halfway through Doom 2's like mainline game. I still have to do the master levels, and then I got to do No Rest for the Wicked.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And then I got to do.
I thought the game that was announced.
Oh no!
Like, wait a minute.
No, it's not Rest for the Wicked. It's No Rest for the Living. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Doom 2. Yeah, sorry. I gotta do that expansion, and then I gotta do Final Doom, which I'm really scared to do.
Final Doom.
The Plutonia. Yeah, the Plutonia experiment is like really dumb. I heard there's a room of nothing but archviles. If you don't know what an archvile is, it's that piece of shit that's in the back that can like sit there with his big old arms. He looks lanky as hell, and he can literally hit you from anywhere on the screen as long as he sees you.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, no, he's an asshole. So apparently there's a whole room of nothing but those, and I'm like, wow, that sounds fun. But there's that. I was playing a little bit of that. I played a little bit of Demon Turf.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that 3D platformer. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm familiar with Fabraz's older game, Slime Sand.
Mm.
And that's a really good game too. I 100% of that game. That's a really fun, like quick 2D platformer, kind of like Super Meat Boy.
Oh, okay.
So this is like that, but in 3D. It's literally what it is, and it's really cool because like you got to learn a lot of mechanics, but it's definitely meant for speed runs, and it's definitely meant to break the game. Like it's really cool. It's fun. I'm having fun with that. But really, and then I've been playing because I'm weird. I've been playing Picross.
Which platform? Yeah, I should ask, I guess.
The Switch version. Not the Super Mario one. I kind of went back to my Switch one. So there's like 9 of them. I only have 4, so I'm on the first one. I've been trying slowly making my way back through the first one. I want to see if I can actually beat it. There's like 300 puzzles. I'm only on number 75, so we'll see if I can get through them. But it's literally just time waster. Like sometimes I just kind of like to sit and just kind of waste time and just allow my Switch and just like, oh, I'll beat a puzzle or two, you know? So I've been playing that. Really, the big meat and potatoes are these games I wanted to talk about this week.
Oh.
I've beaten the original Star Fox on Super Nintendo. I beat it. I got all 3 of the routes done.
Very nice, very nice.
I beat Star Fox 2, the unreleased one that they put on NSO.
Oh, sick.
I beat that one. I don't like it as much as number 1. There's a lot of things to that game where I was like, ugh, like why would they do this? But whatever. I beat it. Beat all the routes, or not all the routes, but I beat all the difficulties on that one to get the real. And then I beat all the routes in Star Fox 64. It's done. So I played a lot of Star Fox. I don't know why. I think I just had the itch to play Star Fox, and I was like, you know what? It's been a while.
It's been a while.
So I was just running those, and I beat every single route. Why? Because I'm a masochist, I guess.
Does this fuel your desire for a new Star Fox for
Always.
the Switch platform, or
either a new one or just port 0? God damn it! Like I don't understand what we're doing. 0 would benefit from new controls, like because I don't even hate 0. I'm actually a person who really likes 0, and it's one of my favorite Wii U games. But it's a game that I cannot recommend to everybody because you have to really take the time to learn it, and then once you learn the game, it's really good. But I didn't even get down with the controls until the very end of the game. So that tells you how long it takes to get down with it. It's hard. Whoa, that's a good reference. It's a game that demands you to understand its controls and its gameplay mechanics. And once you do, once you actually sit there and learn it, it's really good. But it asks for way too much. And I think that's its big problem. But the game itself is really good. Yeah, it's just Star Fox 64 again. Okay, I kind of take it as like, well, Mario's just Mario. Like, it's always going to be saving someone. So why can't Star Fox just be the same story, but just with different levels?
This is fair. This is fair.
Yeah. It just kind of sucks because, like, continuity-wise, like, it would have been cool to keep going. But at the same time, if you've ever played Star Fox Command, that game has multiple endings. So choosing one to make it canon would have been dumb.
Oh my god, so it's like that. Okay.
Yeah. There's like a weird ending where like they become F-Zero racers instead.
I mean, technically.
And I'm like, I mean, like that's funny. Like that's pretty funny. I don't know. So I understand why they went back to the Star Fox 64 story. It's just, I don't know. I kind of wish there was a little bit more continuity. But you know what? In that regard, it's a really cool version of that story. Like they add a lot more detail to it. And I would like to see that game ported over. I'm really itching to play. I kind of almost like hooked up my GameCube and started playing Star Fox Adventures just because I want to keep playing Star Fox games. But really, I would like a new Star Fox. I don't honestly. I think at this point the ship has sailed on Zero. At this point, we need a new game.
Yeah.
Whether Miyamoto is going to be the one to do it or not, I can't control that. Just know that I feel like we really should need a new one.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been playing a lot of Star Fox for sure. And then really the one I wanted to talk about, I started today in the morning and I'm already on chapter 3. And that is a little 3DS game that I said I was going to do it. I was going to play it this year before the end of the year. And I'm going to try to stick to my word. And it's been pretty interesting. It's not like the best game in the world.
Okay.
It gets a little boring at times, but like it's a lot more detailed than I thought it was going to be. And that's Detective Pikachu.
Oh my god. I was holding a hope it was one of those Fire Emblem games, but I was like, okay.
No.
Detective Pikachu.
You know what? It's interesting. I thought like it was going to be like kind of garbage. Like not to the extent of like it playing bad, but more like, oh no, it's just really slow and I can't get into it. It's really babyish. Nah, dog. Like they like this is a whole ass like detective like murder mystery game, and I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like the cutscenes are well done. The voice acting is actually kind of fun. Like Pikachu sounds hilarious. Like I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying this one. It makes me want to pick up Returns because I didn't actually play through it or pick it up. So I told myself I was gonna beat this game. I'm gonna do it. I'm already on chapter 3. I will say the chapters take a little long. They kind of get like a little like they kind of overdraw like the story parts. Like for instance, like chapter 1, it's like, oh well, I already know it's a Murkrow. That's the suspect. I need to figure out why he attacked his Apom. But then it's like, well, no, it turns out the Murkrow isn't. There was like, where's the necklace? He doesn't have it. Somebody else has it. And so it has to keep going and going, and you have to keep talking to the same people over and over to get more like testimonies and more information. So it's kind of one of those games. I call this baby's first Phoenix Wright.
Babies, Nintendo out here trying to get you into the genre.
Yeah, it's baby's first Phoenix Wright. With a little bit more cutscenes, and like the cutscenes are charming as hell. I'll give it that. That's what makes this game. They use the anime voice acting, so it's like for the Pokemon, they use the anime voice acting, so it's just fun. Yeah,
interesting.
And then Pikachu is just he's hilarious. Like he just likes to drink coffee. That's what it is. And you know what, Pikachu, I relate.
I'm
a coffee
that
person too.
I feel that.
I
feel seen.
This is the fun one. This is the fun one. I've been playing this a lot.
Now it makes me wonder about Returns then.
See, that's what I'm curious about. I think that's why I wanted to play this, because I'm like, I'd like to pick up Returns, but at the same time, I never even played through this. So let me beat this first and see how I really feel before I can make that judgment. Granted, I'm gonna pick up Returns no matter what eventually.
Right.
Because it's a first party Nintendo game and that's my collecting goal. But like I don't know if I'll ever actually really play it. So I really wanted to sit down and play this first. This has been sitting on my shelf staring at me for a long time. So, and also feels good to be back on 3DS a little bit. Feels kind of good.
That's good to
Feels
hear.
kind of good. I was like touchscreen controls again. I'm like, oh, everything's on the like all your like case files are on there, and I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah.
I miss this. I miss this era. It makes me happy playing my 3DS again.
That's good to hear.
Like legit playing it, not just like testing out games I just bought because the eShop was closing.
Yeah, it's like just sitting down and getting enthralled in a game with all the functionalities.
Legitimately putting my headphones on and just kind of sitting down with it and just playing it. And I'm like, man, this is fun. This is fun.
Reminds me of
That's what I've been playing.
Cool. Yeah, I have a fair number of 3DS games I should like jump into. The ones I picked up prior to the announcement of the shutdown for eShop. Like
I picked up a ton.
Monster Hunter Stories is still one of those I like. Yeah, I mean, I spent money on it, so I should do it.
Oh yeah, the physical. You know what? I think that's why I haven't played through Stories 2 on Switch. Is because I haven't beaten Stories 1, and I only played it for like an hour. But I really should like give it the time of day. I have it sitting there. It's sitting right there.
And the Mario and Luigi games.
Oh, I beat all those. Those I've done. The only one I haven't played through yet is the Bowser's Inside Story remake. I haven't picked it up. And now it's getting pricey, and I kind of regret not picking it up. But so I can't claim that I own every Mario RPG in the world because I'm missing that one goddamn game.
They could do a Mario and Luigi collection. They could.
Oh my god. I would literally lose it if they were to put somehow all the Mario and Luigi games on Switch. They already have Superstar Saga, okay? That's on the Game Boy Advance app.
True.
And that's the best one. But I would lose it if they were to figure out how to put or just a new one, but I know that Alpha Dream doesn't exist anymore, so that that kills me. That literally kills me. I would love those games though again. Those games are great.
Yeah.
But like really, I kind of want to play through Hey Pikmin as well. I know it's not the greatest game in the world, but you know, like I have it. It's sitting there, and I claim that I've played through most of all the Pikmin games, so I really should play this. Yeah. Maybe one day. But
one day.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah. But Phil, before we go ahead and wrap up, let's take a look at the pickups that you actually have.
Oh yeah, I only got 3. I got another limited run delivery. A lot of my limited run deliveries are ready to go. They just haven't been shipping them out. It's weird. They've been doing it one at a time. So like I think I have another delivery coming in next week, but that one's only 2 games. So I don't know. But I did get one with 3 games on me. Let's do the first one. I got a game called Curse to Golf.
Oh, I recognize that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually a 2D golf game. But it's actually not like multiplayer centered at all. It's a single player, story based, randomly generated golf game with bosses and everything. Like it's kind of crazy. It looks kind of interesting. I like arcade sports games. So, and Mario Golf is like one of my favorite like sports games. So like really like Curse to Golf sounds fun. So I was like, I gotta get this one. This one sounds kind of fun. The next one is probably one of the wildest pickups I've had in a wild time. This is called The Good Life.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that.
Do you know about this game?
I remember when they were talking about it or like released trailers for it. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a game created by Swery, and he's the guy who directed Deadly Premonitions and
oh yeah, that's right.
And a little known indie game I played on my channel last year, The Missing. If you remember that game.
No way, dude.
oh yeah. That game had the craziest like story bits I've ever seen in games, period. Okay, get this synopsis, all right, before I even go into this.
Okay.
You play as this girl who is visiting this town, and something's wrong with the town. Everyone's turning into cats and dogs. And so you're trying to figure out the mystery of this town, but at the same time, there's a murder that's occurred, and you're trying to figure out it's a murder mystery game as well. But get this, that's not what the gameplay is. It's a photography game. So I don't understand I picked this up on that alone because I was like, this is the craziest like synopsis I've ever heard. And then you can transform into animals too.
Okay.
I had to. I was like, what the hell is this? This is a weird ass like release. I had to pick this up. And then the biggest one out of this package is kind of cool. I don't know when I'm gonna get around to playing this, but I also know that people really love this game. And this has actually been on PS4 and Xbox One for a long time now.
Mhm.
But this little bad boy is the best game to represent this franchise, period. And this is Alien Isolation, the collection.
Oh.
So if I don't know if anybody's actually played Alien Isolation, but it is considered one of the best modern horror games, period. It's considered the best Alien game in the franchise. And the Switch version is actually kind of crazy. It runs at 30 frames, okay? But it runs at a higher resolution than the PS4 and Xbox One version.
Bro?
It runs at an actual native 1080p, which the other consoles don't do.
That's what?
Yeah. So I was like, this is one of those like weird versions where I was like, I gotta pick this up just to see it. So this is one of those rare cases where this game actually is better on Switch than it is on the other consoles. Supposedly. That added to the fact that you can play this portably with headphones on. Like play a horror game with your headphones on in the dark, like in your bed, just sitting there. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Oh my god.
And this version also includes all the DLC.
Oh.
Every single DLC included, all 7 of them, including a recreation of the last part of the original Alien movie. So, kind of crazy. It's also a Sega game done by Limited Run. So this is the game. This game is the reason we got Persona 3 and 4 through them, because they were able to get this game to sell. So, really happy to have this in my collection. I'm definitely curious to see how it works on Switch. Apparently, it's, again, like I said, it's considered the best version, and it never got a physical copy compared to the other ones that did. So, I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I remember that I was playing through Alien Isolation on the Xbox One version, because it was at the time that I had the Xbox One like just set up in the office space. It was part of our like streams where we were just playing through Halloween like horror movie games, and like I was playing through Alien Isolation for that one, and it was only for like an hour or so. Didn't really get quite into like the horror festive things. It was really just kind of maneuvering around here and there, nearing the tail end. But as far as the performance there, it was kind of like iffy over there. So hearing that this thing runs like constant 30 at a higher resolution than Xbox One and PlayStation, yeah, that's actually pretty good.
It's weird. This is what I'm being told. This is the info, right? Like that's why it's such a big deal to get it physically, because like it's the best version of the game, quote unquote. Another game that actually does this is funny. It's a Nier Automata.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Nier Automata on Xbox One and PS4 runs at a 60 frames per second. The Switch version only runs it at 30. But they only run it at 900p. They don't run it at a full 1080p. The Switch version technically looks clearer because it's running at 1080p.
That's wild.
Technically. It's probably not the best version to play because you're trading off resolution for frame rate, but still kind of crazy that it can do that. Very, very interesting like things. This is why I like this kind of things. Like I just like picking these up just for that. Just to see it.
Fair enough.
It's dumb. It's a dumb reason to double dip on games, but my god, it's so cool. I find these things very intriguing and interesting. But no, really, the Good Life is the one I really want to.
TLDR.
Like, granted, I don't think it's gonna get as crazy as like The Missing. It's rated T. Thank God for that, because the Missing got all over the place. Like the premise of that game is wild, and like it has a really like sad ending, but also a cool ending. Like it's weird. It's all over the place.
Sorry, I was away getting ready because my wife and I are going to dinner tonight.
Hey. Yeah, I'm
Hey.
going out tonight too to my parents. It's my sister's birthday.
Cool.
We're
cool,
going to
cool.
Hibachi.
Not
Ooh.
today, but oh, you lucky.
We try to go to Hibachi at least once a month.
Oh my god, dude.
That's a
It's
goal.
like our
that's,
thing.
that's cool. That's a goal.
I wish I had a hibachi place here closer to me, but I think the nearest one's like a 40-minute drive. So
I was
this
like,
one's-
how do y'all live in
How do
California?
you-
The place
I was gonna say,
the most
watch
food I've ever
yourself,
seen.
Mark.
Y'all live in California with the most food spots I've ever seen, and y'all don't have one close by?
Oh yeah, in our area in California, the closest like parts for hibachi, it's like far. Yeah, we don't actually have a hibachi spot near us. We got a bunch of sushi places. Got a bunch of like
Just give it some time. I would say that like
one
eventually.
day.
What culture's food is the most prevalent around there?
Mexican food?
It feels like my people.
Duh.
I mean, Mexican food is really good.
Aren't you half Mexican?
Yeah. No, yeah, duh. That's what I'm saying. Duh.
That's why I said you're like my people. You said no.
No,
no,
I'm
no,
saying
no.
like, but like, I wish we had more Cuban restaurants around here.
I know
There's
you
only-
guys here say. I don't know which side you identify more with.
I mean, I identify more with both, but I guess really, it's hard because like my friend group's always like, well, there's a bunch of Mexicans already because I'm Cuban, so like they're like half Cuban. He's the Cuban of the group, and I'm like,
I mean, to me,
I
in my
guess.
in my personal opinion, you're both.
Yeah, I'm both. Like I don't really identify as any of them.
I
I'm
would say
both.
yes, he is both a Mexican and he is a Cuban.
Yeah, when I speak Spanish, I speak it in like Mexican like slang, but sometimes, very rarely, you can hear like Cuban like slang come out. It's pretty funny.
He speaks in Mexican slang with a Cuban tone.
Yeah,
I'll have to hear
yeah,
that next time.
basically, it's really funny. But I wish we had more Cuban restaurants around here. Like I think, like I said, just like hibachi, the nearest one Cuban restaurant, like for me, in like where I live, I think it's like that one's at least a 30-minute drive, but like still, like I don't want to go all
I mean,
Right,
As long as it's not an hour away, I would go.
Yeah, but hibachi, yeah, it's a longer drive to get to hibachi.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, if it's as long as it's under an hour, I'd still do it.
But yeah, times are changing. New restaurants are being built up. We used to have a place that didn't have boba, so it's like now there's like
now there's a ton of them.
Yeah,
there's boba everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, give it some time.
I was gonna say, Justin, how far does your family have to go for Vietnamese?
Not far. We've literally had one like luckily like nearby for like pho and stuff like that. Otherwise, we go to the Asian market and actually just get the ingredients ourselves and make it.
I was gonna say, knowing your parents, they probably just make it themselves.
Sometimes it's definitely an inconvenience when you make your own like your pho broth. But if you actually like get it right, then it's definitely rewarding that front. But you can also just simply buy like all the ingredients separately at a restaurant for pickup, and you can just do that.
Go to the restaurant, order some pho, some banh mi, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, banh mi is also like a recurring one.
I just don't know if I would like the pickled vegetables because I don't like pickled stuff.
It might take a like bit of adjustment. I'm not sure if on your wife's side of the family they get a lot of banh mi with the pickled stuff. But ask them about that actually. You could probably
Does it come with that like standard?
It's pretty standard, yeah.
I know Phil said the only place he likes pickles is in a Cubano.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh man.
He said he doesn't know why. It just works.
I don't know why, but it just works for me. Like it just.
Otherwise, he doesn't like pickles either.
I really don't like pickles. Yeah.
I used to. Well, I mean, I was just a little kid, so like even like McDonald's with pickles in it was something I didn't really like. But I got over that. But yeah, I get it. I
don't get how people like pickles. They taste terrible to me.
I
feel that.
I think it's great when it balances off on something. Sometimes
it's like say with mayonnaise. Mayonnaise you don't get a ton of. It's a texture thing. You get a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I like mayo.
I like making like the spicy mayo. Actually.
Some people would say maybe a bit because it's usually for saying not really something outside of like white culture.
Sure. But like I don't know, sandwiches are cool, man. I don't know. I
I
don't sit there with a spoon and just eat mayo.
I know
that'd be weird. Like,
that'd be fucking disgusting.
That's gross.
That'd be fucking disgusting.
Oh no!
Imagine someone just gets a spoonful of mayo. Mm.
Honestly, if I known you for a while and I just saw you do that casually, the friendship dynamic would change.
Honestly, I might gag.
It would change.
I'd be like, bro, you changed. What do you mean? I've always like this. No, you changed, man.
No, you're not the same.
It's not the same anymore.
There's a difference between like on a sandwich. There's a difference between the mayo being warm from the sandwich and then just hot.
Okay,
Like-
yeah, I'll give you that.
Hot mayo is ugh.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But like mayo that's been put on a sandwich, it's just like a hot sandwich. Like the Firehouse Subs Philly that has mayo on it. The mayo gives it such a good texture.
Yeah.
I've gotten it with and without the mayo, and it made a big difference.
Yeah, I was thinking back on like the times like pickles were ever added to like any type of foods I had. And honestly, I think as far as compliments, I think when you had like those spicy chicken sandwiches from KFC or no Popeyes, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Just helps complement things.
Dude, if there's one thing I will never say no to on a sandwich, it is most meats and onions.
Onions? Oh yeah.
Onions are good. You know what? I used to be really picky about onions, but like, you know what? I've changed. I understood the error of my ways.
Grilled onions, fried onions,
God.
caramelized onions.
Whoa! Relax.
Whoa! I went to Red Robin last night. Oh, it's fire.
Oh,
dude, I went to Red Robin's for Judy's birthday, and I got this one that's like called, I think it's like the Haystack Burger or something like that.
That sounds great, actually. Wait,
I'm a man. I'm a Royal Red Robin fan, so like
that's what she gets all the time,
dude. It's the egg. It's the egg on the burger. Is the craziest combination in the world, but
that's what she said. She said it's the egg.
Chef's kiss.
Like the Haystack is so simple but so good. It's literally just a cheeseburger that you can add bacon on. That use like these like fried onion straws, and then this is what they call campfire mayo.
Campfire mayo, interesting.
It tastes like mayo mixed with a little bit of their Red Robin seasoning.
Nice.
And woo, it was good.
I think we have gone way off the rails.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap up. This has been good talks, everybody.
I'm getting hungry. That's why I had to stop.
Food never makes for a bad topic.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, and that's what kills me because I'm hungry.
All right. For now,
I'm getting dinner tonight. Don't make it seem like I'm going to be starving tonight, but yeah.
So we haven't eaten all day.
What are you going to eat tonight?
I think my family's making pupusas.
Pupusas? You making a Salvadorian thing?
Yeah.
What's that? What type of pupusas?
What is in there? Chicharron, beans, cheese, and then whatever else you want to add. So there's sometimes you can make it like vegetables only. So there's like zucchini, carrots, and some other things in there. You can make it just straight up meat. You can do that.
I'll take the meat and cheese. Leave out the beans.
Oh no, the beans are fire, bro. That's the problem.
The beans.
Gotta put beans in everything. Your burritos, your controllers, your what?
The only beans I really like. The only beans I really like. There's only one type of beans that I really like, and it's because I grew up eating them. It's because my mom would always make them as a side dish. It was like green beans.
Oh, the green beans ones. Okay.
Like my mom would always make them in a pan with a fuck ton of butter.
Oh, jeez.
No, it makes them taste really fucking good.
I mean, butter on anything makes it taste like really good.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like add butter, salt, and pepper. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
And
butter.
It's not bad. But it might be because I haven't tried the other beans. But like, I don't know, they don't smell appetizing to me.
No, I feel that they don't really have
maybe
much
I'm wrong.
smell.
Maybe it tastes better than it smells.
Man,
depends on how you cook it. I think too.
Yeah.
But okay, all right. That's gonna be it.
We're off the rails now.
All right, guys.
Welcome to our food podcast. Welcome to the Food Network podcast. My name,
bro. If we had a cool setup where it was just like, it was like open wide shots of like us in a kitchen and we're just having casual conversation as we like cook food, that'd be great. That's all I'm put out there.
You know, Anaya would be here in a heartbeat. Maybe he wouldn't ignore us.
Bong.
You know, maybe he'd look at us like, you guys change for the better though. Scoot aside.
For the better.
a kitchen with a grill or whatever it is we're gonna eat.
Mm. Okay, but that's it.
Feels,
All right,
feels like grilling. That's my specialty.
but yeah,
Well, yeah.
guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for the podcast. It's been episode 485. My name is Justin.
And I'm Philip, and now I'm hungry. Actually,
Thanks for
You're
watching, everybody. #bye, everybody.